Good evening. It's 10:25. It's the PM one, the late 10:25, the second one, the sequel. So I have some things here that I wrote down, just some topics, just a couple. I'm thinking I want to go with people on their phones first. I want to get my manifesto sounding one out of the way because I'm a bit of a. It's very tough to say this because I know it's been considered a slur now. I'm a bit of a boomer, so I want to talk about people on their phones. I'm on a college campus, if that's not clear from the disaster of a room behind me, and there's people from all walks of life, all over the country. You know, all sorts of different crazy people here who are all mentally unwell. I came here and it's ridiculous. There's thousands and thousands of depressed children here, and they just walk around with their the fronts of their heads, and they're right in the phone, like this. They don't look. I make eye contact with every single person I walk past because I want them to know I exist. So I walk past all of them, and they got they're way in. They can't, like, they have no idea what's going on around them. I've walked into people, and like they bump, and they're like, "Wah!" But they're on their phone. It's not my problem that they bumped into me. I did it on purpose, but I don't know. That upsets me. The next thing is dirty people. There's someone here who has a disgusting roommate who has some kind of aversion to showering or brushing their teeth. I'm going to keep it non-gender specific because gender's not real. And they don't do any of this stuff. They don't wash their hair. They don't shower often. They don't even do their laundry too often. It's really gross, and I think it's disgusting. And of course, you know, I use bathrooms because I have body parts and they make waste, so occasionally I need to use the bathroom. I'm there a lot because I gotta pee all the time. I don't have any medical problems, don't you worry. I watched a guy like 11 and a half minutes ago come out of the handicap stall. He had a scarf on, so he came out from his dump in the handicap stall with a scarf and then just walked straight out the door, and he's gonna touch so much stuff. Everyone here is ill all the time, and it's because they leave the handicap stall and they touch their hair and they rub their eyes, and it's disgusting. And they touch door handles and they shake hands. The people here, they've all got their hands all over each other. This place is disgusting. It's ridiculous. I've had enough of the people who don't wash their hands. There's never been a time where I haven't washed my hands. I haven't been sick since I've been here. My immune system is strong. I wash my hands. I get under the nails every single time. And, you know, people look at me like I'm a psychopath, like I'm trying to get the blood of the last victim off my hands here. They haven't even found her, and I'm trying to get all the blood off. This is hypothetical. And, you know, I get the soap. I get in between all the fingers. I go up to the wrist. And the water pressure on the sinks isn't too great, but I try. I try my hardest, and I think I'm very good at it. I'm not someone who gets sick. I'm very, very clean. You can see this. So I'm very good at washing the hands is the point. And, I mean, I guess really in a roundabout way what I'm trying to say, look, I'm not an advocate of genocide. We're rocking a good 7.7 billion. All I'm saying, and, you know, I'm really not, again, I'm not an advocate, but I think we should get all the dirty people, you know, the dirty people don't belong here anymore. If you don't wash your hands, you get the influenza in you, and you deserve it. So I just think we should round up all the dirty people that don't wash their hands. But there's people here. This is a college. It's a university, actually. The university has bathrooms. Did you know that? I hope you did, or else you're one of these freaking people, and you better watch your back. You better wash your back. So I think we need to just get them in like a circle, like a Thunderdome. Oh, if we get all the dirty people into like a Thunderdome, and they can be like, bleh. Anyway, what's next? I'm done with the dirty people. So there's a McDonald's nearby, as you can see from my lovely beverage here. It's empty. 2 weeks ago or so, I went into the McDonald's because I was craving a Big Mac. It's not a great McDonald's. It's a sad walk away, a sad downhill, usually wet walk. At this McDonald's, there's a young lady who works at the cash register. She didn't understand the debit card, and I gathered pretty quickly she didn't know any English. She had the basics of hello and like, what can I get you? And she kind of understood the menu items a little bit. What do you want? Don't Snapchat me. And then the cash register ran out of receipt paper, and she was trying to ask me just to swipe it again, and she couldn't find the word for it. And I was like, that's just, use your card again, you could say. Like, I get that. I can't say it in Spanish, but maybe she could have said it in English. I went back about an hour and a half ago to go get a quarter pounder with cheese. That's a Royale with cheese. I saw that it was her. She spoke to me. She said, "Hello, what can I get you today?" And very comfortable English. I thought I'd mess with her a little because I didn't know what was going on. So I ordered a quarter pounder with cheese, and then I ordered a large fries and a medium Coke. Then she said, "Oh, well, do you want the combo?" That's a complex English statement, I think. You got an O and a well, and that's what she said. That's like verbatim. It's the same girl. She speaks fluent English. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but I think she's pulling a wall over my eyes, pulling the arches down, you know? McDonald's. What do we got next? Oh, this is kind of on the same topic of dirty people and the McDonald's employee and people who on their phones. I want to talk about goblins. So, goblins are kind of... when you think goblin, you probably are thinking like a small little kind of thing. There's a goblin in one of my courses that I take. I have a Western Civ course, and in the front of the room sits this. Well, he's not a goblin. Well, he's kind of got an olive tint. They're a little green, the gobbies, you know. So he's a goblin, I think, or he might be like half goblin. I don't know. So the goblins are a race of being. They're not exactly human. They're goblins. They might be like a cousin to the human, you know? And they're small. Again, they're not the goblins that you think of. They're small humanoid creatures. They have ears. They have hair, kind of like mine. So, yeah, just the goblins, you know? And this kid, he's got some... Maybe he might have some tics or something, but he's got a funny voice, and he walks with his arms out like that. And he's got these kind of tiny arms, and they're goblin arms. And I've seen the goblins mostly in my dreams and in my visions. I've had this vision for a future. It's like a desolate wasteland, you know. We all know where it's going. That's pretty much it. And there's like villages, and they're far apart from each other, settlements almost. You know, you have your urban metropolises, metropoli, metropolpus, kind of far away. Your cities with your fancy people, and they're wearing like cool sunglasses, and they're driving fun cars. You know the future. So, but on the outskirts, right? You know, the Badlands, the wastelands. You've got just these deserts, these red deserts with like a big sun, just villages. And some of these villages, in my mind, are inhabited by goblins. So the goblins have always been here. Like, you know, maybe even goblins killed Lincoln. You don't know. I mean, like, look, we never quite figured out this whole Kennedy thing. I think the goblins are trying to make their presence known. And they've started to breed with the humans, creating people like the little fella in my Western Civ class, who is just, he's a goblin. He's a goblin. He has sharp features, much like a goblin does. You know, they got sharp chins and kind of noses, kind of like mine, but, you know, I have a human nose. They kind of look like me. The goblins might be a reflection of my own self-image. I'm a goblin. I'm not a goblin. Don't take me seriously when I'm goofing, all right? But, you know, other than that, this is a serious thing with the goblins. You know, I picture the goblins and families. The goblins deserve family. Above ground or out of the crevices or wherever they currently live, inhabiting the wasteland with us. You know, the unfortunate souls who don't live in the cities, or maybe the fortunate souls. We don't know what life's like in those cities. But the goblins, so they go into these covered wagons. Maybe they even have their own settlements. Maybe they got a hat. They don't have genitals. I don't know how they reproduce. Maybe eggs. I picture the goblins living alongside us, and I could see humans trading with goblins and you know, your goblin creatures, and maybe even eventually over the span of like 1,000 years, the wastelands could be inhabited solely by goblin-human hybrids. People like the little guy, the goblin fella in my Western Civ class. Maybe we'll all be like him. His physiological form, it's a battleground for the goblin genes and the human genes, and they don't quite like piece together. You know, like two pieces that don't go together. You know how pieces work. That's my spiel. Pretty much are goblins mostly, and just dirty people. You know, round them up. I don't think I want to do any further investigating with this McDonald's situation, but this could be a corporate conspiracy. Or maybe she's just one of the bad actors amongst you. in the simulation. People on their phones. Look up! Look up from the phone! I'm looking at you! I'm saying hi! Hello! Enough with the phone! Put it away! You're doing a TikTok! Go get lunch! Be nice to the lunch lady! Go get like some olives! Pasta? They got pasta. Get pasta. Don't just enough with the phone, huh? I got my phone here. I do got my phone here. And I'm not talking to you, whoever you may be, or if you're a goblin. You don't see me going, oh, well, yeah, the goblin and dirty people, and I'm not an advocate. McDonald's, corporate goblins. The goblins run McD. I don't know. I'm done. All right. Au revoir.